Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine and I'm all about helping you feel confident and beautiful no matter your style. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this Chicana inspired makeup look. I actually posted a video of it a while back on TikTok and Instagram and it went super viral. You know, with that came a lot of questions about the different steps of this makeup and how I'm able to achieve it. So I wanted to share with you the step-by-step routine to achieve this look. So if you're ready for this in-depth video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Any small comment, like, share would really help me. And those who have been supporting me either on my shorts or my longer form videos, which I don't have a lot, I see your support and I'm super grateful. It does not go unnoticed. So let's get right into the video. So I'd like to start with my eyebrows. My skin prep is already done, and if you want an in-depth video on that, then I can do that. But what I like to do is take my eyebrow gel. I like to start with my Anastasia Brow Freeze just to give my eyebrows the appearance that they're a little bit more thinner. I'm looking at my mirror right now, and what I like to do is brush the product in the opposite direction just because I want an even coat of the product. And then I brush them down. And I'm not really giving it a shake right now because I'm gonna pinch them. And that's really the tip, to make them look like they're thinner than they are. So before it dries up, I like to quickly pinch them. I start at the end and then work my way to the front of the brow. Just pinching them and giving the illusion that they're thinner. Like, you can already see the difference. Look how much thinner this looks than my regular eyebrow. My eyebrows used to be a little bit more thinner. I used to get them threaded a lot, and it got to the point where they were like super thin. So I just let them grow out. Now I just do my eyebrows myself. I was thinking of going back and making them more thinner, but I don't know. I kind of like what my eyebrows are given right now, but I also like the thin brow look, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep them like this or should I thin them out? So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Just look how good they look. You know, they look thin. You have to wait and let them dry, because if you go on with any other product, then it's just gonna mess up and intertwine with the other product. So just let them dry. After letting them dry for a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and carve the bottom of my eyebrows. And today I'm gonna be using my Maybelline Super Stay Concealer, and this is in the shade 15. And this is a matte formula, so you kind of have to work with it quickly. I do notice that this one dries down a little bit faster, but I do like the finish. It's matte, but it's not like super drying, which is great because, especially for my oily skin girlies, this is gonna be tea for you. And I'm using this brush that I bought on Amazon a really long time ago, so I don't know what brush. I don't know the name of the brush, but it's really good. It's so detailed and flat. I like how it carves my eyebrows. And I'm just mainly doing the bottom right now. I leave the top blank for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly blend that out with this LYS sponge. I'm gonna be going with this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, which I just started using. I think it's new. I'm not sure if it is, but I liked it. So I'm gonna be using it again just to prime my eyelids for some eyeshadow. And this look doesn't require like a crazy eyeshadow creative type of like skills. It's pretty simple and I believe anybody can achieve it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. I'm actually using this Jessup brush. I don't know what number it is, but it's something like this. It's a flat brush, but it also has some density, some fluff, and they are super soft, by the way. I'm actually gonna be using this brown eyes palette from a small business called Lucky Lashes. I'm gonna be using the browns in these, so I think I'm gonna go with this brown and this brown right here. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush just like this, and it's the same brand, Jessup. I'm taking the shade Honey from this palette and diffusing it on the outer corner of my eyes. I'm not being perfect with it, but Also focusing on this outer part of my eyes only. Kind of slowly building it up to the inner corner of my eyes. Also be very light-handed with this because you don't want to apply too much pressure, because then your eyeshadow is going to look too harsh and it's not going to look seamless. I'm just packing that shade on until I get the desired, color that I want. I'm blending that out to the upper eyelid. Just like this. I know I'm looking a little bit crazy. With the same brush, I'm gonna take this darker brown over here and diffuse it to the outer corner of my eyelids. And just focusing it on this part right here. And really take your time blending. That's really the key to have a seamless transition of eyeshadow. I don't know if you can see this harsh line between where the eyeshadow stops and my brow bone. What I'm gonna do is take a fluffier brush from the same brand. It's a clean brush, and I'm gonna start fusing the eyeshadow and bringing it up. And this is gonna, wipe away and blend any harsh lines. Be very light-handed with this step because you don't want to be too aggressive. And slowly you're gonna see how it diffuses. I'm gonna be taking the shade Cutie Pie, which is a lighter skin tone shade or a bone white shade, and I'm gonna start blending that out to the brow bone. I'm gonna mix this shade Cutie Pie and Honey. It's kind of like a bone white with the brown shade. With this packing brush like this, apply it to the crease. This part you don't have to be perfect, just kind of wing it. You want it to be like a blended cut crease. Make sure to concentrate the lighter shade on the inner corner. For the wing liner, I'm gonna be taking my Benefit liner, and this is their Real Extreme Precise eyeliner. It's obviously in the shade black, but it does have a precise tip, which I love. Especially for this look, you want that super thin wing. I'm gonna tilt my head back and start outlining the liner, and I like to rest my pinky on my cheekbone just so I have more stability. And this part takes practice. I know it's frustrating, especially with eyeliners, but I promise the more you practice, the better you'll become at it. I wasn't an expert when I first started, so I believe you could do it too. I went ahead and did the other eyeliner off camera, but now I'm gonna go with my base. I did my skin prep. Since I'm not going out or nothing, I'm not gonna be using a primer. Usually when I do my skin prep, I don't use a primer. But if you want this makeup to last longer, then you can use a gripping primer. I like the e.l.f. gripping primer. I'm just gonna be going with this CoverGirl tinted serum, or is a foundation. This is new. This is their Clean Invisible foundation. This is the shade 153. And I'm just gonna pour it on the back of my hand and apply it to my skin. I like to apply it with my finger for the most part because it warms up the product and it gets it ready to sit on your skin. I don't know why this looks a little bit too orangey on me, but we're gonna make it work. It kind of looks olivey. I'm gonna blend it in with this Jessup brush. This is a foundation brush. I like to just pack it into my skin. I'm pretty sure back then, CHICANA didn't wear this much foundation or this much makeup. They probably used one color base foundation, probably way lighter than their skin tone, and powder foundation. If I have too much product, then I go in with a sponge and just go ahead and evenly distribute that foundation all over my face. This will pick up any excess foundation or product that you may have. Once I work that foundation into my skin, go in with some contour. I'm gonna be using my Makeup by Mario soft sculpting shaping stick in the shade medium. I'm gonna be taking my Real Techniques brush. This is the 450 brush, and I like how it's kind of diagonal. It hugs the natural shape of my cheekbones. So I'm just gonna start packing it into the cheekbones. Like I said, this look really contains more of a one base, like one powder foundation, and not like any bronzer or blush or contour for the most part. But I like to contour and enhance the sharpness of my face features, or you know, my bone structure. I'm gonna do a little bit on my nose. So you see how this contour is kind of very sharp and unblended. I like to go ahead with my foundation brush with whatever product is left on it, and I like to blend it. And then it becomes more seamlessly. See the difference between this side and this side. And I like to do a whole round on my forehead too, just to make sure everything's blended seamlessly before going with my concealer. I'm gonna be using the same concealer, the Maybelline Superstay in the shade 15. It's a little bit lighter, but I feel like this look really brings out the brightness of your under eyes. So I feel like this is the perfect shade for that. I'm gonna be applying a little bit more concealer than I would typically apply. A little bit on the forehead, the chin, and around the smile lines. I know this looks crazy, it looks like a lot, but trust the process. This is pretty much the placement of the concealer. While that sits in a little bit, I'm not gonna let it dry too long because it is a matte formula. I'm gonna take a setting spray. This one's from Catrice, the Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. And I'm just gonna spray that beauty blender and kind of like work it into the sponge before blending it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that with the beauty blender. I'm gonna take it a little bit higher to the temple, and I like how this sponge has a little tip at the top. So I'm able to get like on the inner corner of my eyes easily. And I'm gonna actually spray my face just so everything marinates together before going with powders. The first thing I like to set is my under eyes. So I'm gonna be using this Maybelline pressed powder in the shade 110 to set my under eyes. And I'm gonna be taking a powder puff. I take some product and then always dust it off, then go ahead and set that concealer. Make sure there's no creasing before you set your under eye. And I like to pat it in. You see how it instantly brightens and it gives you that smooth, seamless. And this is pretty much an affordable pressed powder that is so good. And I like to set my smile lines also, and a little bit on the chin and the side of my cheeks. I'm gonna be taking some bronzer, and I'm gonna be using this Essence Bronzing Matte Powder. I usually just mix all the shades. And this brush is from Beauty Creations. I don't know what number, but it's kind of like the same as my cream brush. It has that angle. So I'm just lightly, I don't know what that was about. I'm gonna go ahead and lightly set my contour. And with this lighter shade right here, I'm gonna be taking it up like a little bit under my eye just to make it more transitional and it's not too harsh. Because this look really doesn't like require any blush. So I'm just bronzing. For kind of a baking situation, I'm gonna be using my Benefit Matte and Blur Loose Setting Powder. It's the Professional powder, and it looks like this. I'm taking the same powder puff and just applying it right here. Just making this look a little bit more matte. And I like to apply it on my smile lines and forehead, because that's usually like the parts that get more oily. My skin is combo skin, acne prone skin, so yeah. I'm gonna be letting that sit in for a minute or two, and then I'm gonna dust it off. I'm gonna dust it off with this Jessup brush. It's like a big fluffy brush. And just going on it lightly, and then you see these harsh lines right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and press that in, and just any like powder, excess powder that might be like on my skin. And then I'm gonna go ahead with this fixing spray and marinate everything together. Make sure to drench your face, don't be scared. Just don't touch your face, let it dry before anything else. So I apply some lashes off camera. I use these Velour Beauty lashes, and they're in the style of Cloud 9, which I absolutely love because their lash band is not like too thick or too thin. If you want to try them out, I do have a code. It's Catherine20. These are like fluffy, but not like too dramatic. It's just settled. I feel like it's perfect for this look. Now I'm going with my bottom lashes with this mascara from L'Oreal. This is the waterproof telescopic mascara. I'm not gonna apply no eyeliner or nothing on my waterline. I'm just simply gonna put some mascara on my bottom lashes. I actually have quite long lower lashes, which I am so thankful for. This stuff really makes your eyes pop. Like, you can already see that difference even though I barely did a coat of mascara. Now onto the lips. This is simpler than you think. It's not too complicated, but let me show you. I'm going with this Lucky Lashes lip liner in the shade Chicanita. It's kind of blurred out, I believe that's how you pronounced it. But it's basically a darker brown lip liner, and I'm just gonna outline the lips. Before I do that, I just take some powder from my powder puff, whatever's left on there, and pat my lips. This is so the lip liner lasts longer and gets a better grip. I do like to overline a little bit. When I overline, I like to go over a little bit on the cupid and under, and then follow my natural lip line. That way it doesn't look too exaggerated, but just right. Then with a teeny tiny brush, something like this, go ahead and blend that lip liner just a little bit. It doesn't need too much blending because the purpose of this lip is to look like it's, you know, just a lip liner with some gloss. And you can do this with the brush or with your finger, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now, you can use any clear gloss. I'm gonna be using my Anastasia clear gloss, and this is in the shade Crystal, Glass Crystal, and it's literally just clear. I'm gonna lay that all over the center. And just how simple was that? Like 2 steps. Now, for the final thing or step. 1 second, where is mine? I'm gonna take my concealer brush and clean up the lip liner just in case I went over. And this is the step that's gonna make the lip look more 10 times better because it's gonna look more cleaner and just almost perfect, you know? And this is the final look. I really hope you found this in-depth video helpful. I really believe you can recreate this look. It's pretty like simple and very beginner friendly. So if you have any additional questions, feel free to comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot. For those who like support me on my short videos and some of my longer form videos that I have, I appreciate it so much. It never goes unnoticed. I see you guys, and I will continue to post here more often. I really hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.